Right, that looks fun. Now, a new sculpture at the Broadmarsh will educate people about the role slavery and factory workers played in the development of our region. The sculpture is named Standing in This Space. Look, here we go. It connects our region's history of female workers with the history of those enslaved and forced to work the fields in America and the Caribbean. It's set to be placed right in the green heart of the Broadmarsh redevelopment in Nottingham city centre. Well, I am here now with Rachel Carter, who joins me, who will be creating this, and have already, to an extent, begun, haven't you?
Yeah.
Do you know what? Firstly, I just want to say how great it is to have some positive, news about the Broadmarsh, something that is actually going to happen and that we'll be able to see. So,
Yeah, thank you.
how has this all come about?
Well, it started in lockdown, so I had a bit of time on my hand, as many people had, and I answered a call for volunteer researchers to join the Slave Trade Legacies, and that was looking at a particular mill, and I'd found my own ancestors going in that very mill, 4 children aged between 12 and 16, and I wasn't aware of their global connection, their connection with the enslaved, working in the cotton fields, so I wanted to know more, and the more I researched and the more I volunteered, the more I thought there's a project on this. If I wasn't aware, how many other people are not aware of this connection and the contribution that these, mainly female workforce have contributed?
Well, like you say, it's not part of our Nottinghamshire history that we really know about. We were just talking outside, and it was the first I knew about. Which mill? Whereabouts was the mill?
Well, a lot of the cotton, when it came from the Americas, I think at one point the UK was importing 80% of all the cotton picked in America, travelled into the ports like Liverpool, made its way to places like the Derwent Valley where it was spun. Then it made its way to Nottingham to be turned into textiles, and the thing we're obviously known for is lace.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And so we're so strongly connected.
Very much so.
That's amazing.
So the whole, Nottingham's an area that's been built on, on textiles as one of the key industries. And we still walk through the streets, through the lace market.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and Broadmarsh was no different. Before it was cleared as a slum to make way for new developments. The sheer amount of people that live there that worked in textile industries is astounding. You've got framework knitters living side by side with lace makers, textile workers, immigrants, poor, all sort of living together in very close quarters. And people like Jessie Boots, the founder of Boots, financed a women's guild to support the women of Broadmarsh. So uncovering all these amazing stories.
Wow. So the sculpture being in the Broadmarsh it's coming home. I know we've heard that a few times this past few weeks, but it's actually where it should be. So let's talk a bit about this then. These two women who are, I don't know if you can see this, it's a bit of a difficult thing, but yeah, the actual design itself.
Yeah, so those are two actual women from Nottingham. We've got Judy there, aged 79, and Louise, aged 82. And it was important that we actually had real women as part of the project. So Arts Council England provided a grant, and we've engaged over 200 women that's living in Nottingham, and we've had all sorts of creative things, from creative writing to sound and film and photography, stitching, you name it, we've done it. But part of that was to find two women who'd be the models, and Louise and Judy have just been absolutely fantastic. We dressed them head to toe in historic costume designed locally and stitched locally, and placed them in this amazing thing called a photogrammetry rig, which sort of scans their entire body with 160 cameras.
Oh, wow. Like they use for FIFA or something like that, probably. I don't know. I mean, that was completely... So where are we at the project, and what do we need to do to make this happen?
So we're about to celebrate the first phase coming to an end with the unveiling of the scale model, but we need people's support. And one of the key things that the community that I've been working with said to me that we want it to be publicly funded, about the people, for the people, by the people. So we need people's help to donate, a couple of quid, whatever you can afford, to help support it. And your money will help bring that sculpture to Broadmarsh, show the contribution of women, and as well provide plenty of jobs within the creative industries of Nottingham.
Now, I fear the next question, I'm not going to have enough time for the full answer, but on the back of this card, it's challenge the 5%, which is, just tell us about that if you can, because that's a ridiculous statistic.
Yeah. So being a sculptor and creating things like statues, when you look at the statues across the UK and you take out the men the royals, animals and mythological, less than 5% actually show the contribution of women. There's more dogs in statues than there are women, and I think we've contributed a lot more.
Well, you've probably upped that if there's 2 women in this one sculpture, you know,
Exactly.
you've upped that. When are we likely to see it?
So our fundraising's just started, and we're hoping to bring it to Broadmarsh in 2024. So we've still got a long way to go.
Well, it's not too far away in the distance.
No.
When you think how long we've been talking about Broadmarsh and things that might happen at Broadmarsh,
Yeah.
2 years is relatively close, isn't it?
It is.
Brilliant. Well, rachelcarter.co.uk is where we can go and find out more.
Yes.
You can see the picture, see the sculpture, and you can help out as well. rachelcarter.co.uk. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's fascinating.